What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Warriors Paradise. Today's that day. It's an early Christmas for all of us. Christmas. It's a great day for all of us. Early National Signing Day is here. If you're a Sooner fan, everything's gone great so far. All 23 commits have signed. And then this morning, we even picked up a commit. Marcus Strong, he is out of, let me get my notes. Florida, 3-star defensive lineman, another pickup for B&B and Company. Here in a few minutes, it looks like Peyton Bowen and his brother are about to announce where they're going to go. All the crystal balls, everything has been leaning towards Oklahoma and Peyton Bowen flipping from Notre Dame. We are soon going to find out. But until then, let's go over who has committed to the chosen 23 class of Oklahoma. Like I said, we had 23 commits coming into the day. We now have 24. We still sit at number 8, but if we can flip Bowen and then pick up Ceciliana, who is going to announce his decision at 3 o'clock on 247. We can get both those guys. That'll put us at around 293, 294, and that'll put us at 3 or 4. So hopefully Oklahoma ends up with a strong day, a strong finish here. But as we all know, when it comes to National Signing Day, early National Signing Day, all of it, there's always surprises, flips, things that we don't see coming. So still waiting on Peyton Bowen to see what's going on with that. But looking at some of the news, of course, you know, for a long time now, because he's visited OU, it seems like every home game he was up there at Oklahoma. And the news is coming out. Waiting to see. What's it going to be? Man, guys, if we can get Peyton Bowen, that would be a tremendous pickup for us. Something that the defense could definitely use. But onto our signing day coverage here. Like I said, coming into the day, we were the number 8 in the team rankings. We're still at number 8, even with that commitment earlier from Marcus Strong. We have 24 commits. It is a very strong class for Brent. Full year of being on the show. Just looking at the class with the 24 commits, and when you break it down, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 defensive recruits and 10 offensive recruits. And then in the transfer portal, we've picked up 3 big studs there. Of course, we got Austin Stogner, who was from Oklahoma. He was part of the 2019 class. He was the number 3 tight end in the country, number 121 national. He was at OU for a while, played 3 years. And then, of course, after the debacle with Lincoln Riley going to USC and not knowing about the coaching staff and what all was going to happen, he transferred out to South Carolina with former quarterback Spencer Rattler. Played there for a year, decided that it wasn't for him, and has now come back home to Oklahoma where he belongs. It's good to see Stogner back in an OU uniform. We also picked up Jacob Lacey from Notre Dame. He was part of the 2019 cycle. He was the number 172 national player in that class. He was the number 15 offensive tackle. He was a high 4-star. He, big guy. BV is going to be wanting big guys, as we build to go to the SEC. So 6'2", 285, this guy is going to do some damage in the Big 12 for sure. Then we also picked up the pair of brothers. The transfer from Deshaun McCullough from Indiana, high 4-star in the 2021 cycle. He was the number 75 in the top 300 and the number 9 edge player overall. So in the transfer portal, BV, Todd Bates, they have picked up some huge transfers that's going to help the program moving forward. And some good news with Oklahoma. Unlike, the last couple recruiting cycles with the former coaching staff, every commit has signed. There's no flips at the last second, so that is good to see. So with all that being said, I will just run down and let you guys know some of the defensive players and the offensive players that we will get to. We're going to start with the defense. We have Lewis Carter, a big linebacker. Excited to see what he can do for this defense moving forward. Samuel Masigo, another linebacker. We have Makari Vickers, a safety. Derek LeBlanc, a defensive tackle. Josiah Wagner, a corner. Day McCullough, the younger brother of Deshaun McCullough, flipped from Cincinnati about a week ago, and he is a safety, joining the OU class. We have Phil Pashotti, a linebacker. We have Ashton Sanders, a defensive tackle. Taylor Wine, that guy is big. He's a stud out of Brentwood, Tennessee. He could play tight end. He could play defense. He could play anywhere. Looking like he's going to be on the defensive end side. And we have Marcus Strong, the newest commit that committed earlier today, a D tackle, a 3-star out of Florida. And of course, the big stud on defense is PJ Adebore, the D end out of the Kansas City area. He is not going to be good. He won't be great. He is going to be elite and help change this defensive front for Oklahoma. That guy is a stud. Brent Venables and company were able to pick him up early, see what he could be. And they were on him way before any of the other big programs even noticed what he was doing. So, having that, being able to notice him that early gave him more time, to talk with BV and staff and get to know what Oklahoma is about and where they're going moving forward. And just a great pickup. 5-star D end. When's the last time that Oklahoma has picked up a 5-star recruit? Can't believe it. Wow. Are you kidding me? Peyton Bowen just signed with Oregon. Are you kidding me? What in the world? He had been a Notre Dame commit since January. OU worked all year long, and he had pointed that he was going to flip to Oklahoma. He had been to Oklahoma a billion times. Quarterback Jackson Arnold was a teammate going to Oklahoma. His girlfriend is in Oklahoma. Just everything pointed like he was going to be going to Oklahoma. Wow, that is a shocker. I don't think anybody saw that coming. I am going to assume with, going from North Texas to Oregon, that is definitely about NIL. Hey, so does that mean that girlfriends aren't undefeated no more? Man, that is a shocker of the day. I really thought he was going to join Oklahoma. Wow. I cannot believe that one, guys. That's crazy. Well, later today, if you guys don't know, Tassilia Kana, he is announcing his commitment at 3 p.m. Central. He's flown back to Hawaii to be with family and just be at home at, with Christmas coming around the corner and just being able to make this decision with his family. He will be announcing his decision live on 247 Sports, like I said, at 3 p.m. Central. So you guys look forward to that. Tassilia Kana is a guy that Brent Venables, he's another guy that Brent Venables noticed early before anybody else really did, and built that relationship, built that family. And like Bowen, all signs are pointing towards Oklahoma. But with the Bowen decision, um, man, I I just feel like, Bowen was always, I feel like, a 50-50 split. Nobody really ever knew. I think the Sooner Nation felt good about it. I think the coaching staff felt good about it. But with Tassilia Kana, that's one recruit that Brent Venables targeted on himself. He was the main recruiter. Like that was one guy that he really, really wanted. And so the main recruiter on that one was Brent Venables. And whenever Brent wants somebody, he's going to get that recruit. So I feel a lot better about him picking Oklahoma later on. So let's see what that would bring with the class calculator. Man, Peyton Bowen, that really, really shocks me. I cannot believe that. Cannot believe that. That's crazy. So looking at the class calculator real quick, guys. Where is that going to put Oklahoma with Tassilia Kana? If we add him, that puts us up to 285. Add in Marcus. Strong. Sorry, guys, there. With the addition of Marcus Strong earlier, and now adding in Tassilia Kana, that would put us at 285.91. And with those additions in the team rankings, that would put us at we stay at number 8. Man, with that being said, guys, if we're at number 8, even with Akana and with the Marcus Strong commitment earlier, if we don't get any more surprises and pick up anybody big, I really thought when it came to the class rankings, I really thought OU would finish in the top 5. Now that's not adding in the transfer portal, with just high school kids. But even with the transfer portal so far, we're still sitting at number 8. But with the news of Peyton Bowen choosing Oregon out of nowhere, man, guys, I don't know that we will hit a top 5 class. I really thought we would finish 4, 5, but I don't know that we can reach that. What do y'all think? Do y'all think we could still hit a number 3 or 4 class? Man, I don't know. I'm just so stunned for years and years and years, girlfriends were undefeated. Usually that prospect or player would go wherever the girlfriend is. And Bowen's girlfriend, she's just signed with Oklahoma to play soccer. So that's crazy. Girlfriends are no longer undefeated. I did not see that one coming. Let's see what else is going on with Oklahoma I haven't touched on yet. Let's see, we talked about Peyton Ballin and that debacle and what's going on there. I know there was some steam a while back about Micah Tees, the 4-star out of Tulsa, had committed to Oklahoma. He had committed to Arkansas. There had been some coaching changes there, so he ended up decommitting. OU wanted him as a defensive back. He wanted to play receiver initially. He wanted to go to Oklahoma. He's an Oklahoma kid. That was his dream school. But Oklahoma and him didn't see ways, so he went and signed with Arkansas. And then once things kind of fell apart with Arkansas, OU came back in the picture. They were talking to him. And then they were going to do an in-home, and at the last second, they canceled the in-home visit. And again, he was willing to talk to Oklahoma, interested in Oklahoma, even though after they had kind of burned him the first time, they weren't on the same page. At the last second, OU was like, hey, come back to Oklahoma. We'll put you at receiver. That's what you want. And he got excited. And then at the last second, they canceled the in-home. So it looks like he's going to be going to A&M. I don't see that changing. Just kind of frustrating, Brent Venables was, when he first got hired, had talked about how when it comes to recruiting, he wanted to keep all the in-home talent at home here in Oklahoma. And, between the Cole Adams debacle and seeing him, a great receiver, he's going to Alabama because OU waited too long to even talk to him. And then you have Micah Tees. Man, we're letting some good talent leave Oklahoma, but at the end of the day, Brent Venables and the staff, they know what they're doing. They see talent. They know what they want to build with the program on the defensive side, the offensive side. So I'm not worried. So just a little bit more about the transfers that are coming in for y'all that may not know. Oh, and by the way, every commit has signed. If I hadn't already said that, I'm not sure, but that's big for OU. No surprises there. On the transfers, we have Deshaun McCullough, Austin Stogner, and Jacob Lacey. Those guys are going to come in and be impact players right away, so I'm excited to see them. And I think we're going to pick up a few more transfers along the way for sure. OU is not done. Would it surprise me if we pick up a few more commits out of high school? No, it would not. We know that OU is working. They're working hard. And I feel like the future is really, really bright for Oklahoma. How are you guys feeling about that? I can't wait for next year with OU, with the change. If you look at this roster with all the guys they have the transfer portal, or they have graduated, or they declared for the NFL, man, if you look at this year's roster versus what next year's roster is going to be, BV and company, they have completely overhauled this roster. It is going to look completely different, a lot more talented, a lot more guys that want to be here, that want to grow, that have a good head on their shoulders. This is just, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see next year. And earlier in the season, I was with the news about going to the SEC and what might happen with that. When it first came out, I thought, man, there's no way that we won't be in the SEC by 23. And if we're not, something really went wrong. Man, guys, I was wrong. I was wrong on that. if we were going to the SEC next year, OU would struggle. That's, I think, putting it very nicely. OU would struggle. Um, so having one more year in the Big 12, getting another whole year of recruiting, and I know it's not official. I know they haven't come out and said that officially Oklahoma's going to, and Texas are going to the SEC in 24, but looks like, guys, all the signs are pointing that way with the TV deals, with the contracts, with the expanded playoffs starting in 24. The SEC doesn't want to see the Big Ten with the addition of USC and UCLA be the top dog when it comes to that. So, the SEC, Oklahoma, Texas, the Big 12, they're going to find a way to make that happen. So I feel like OU is going to have one more year in the Big 12, and then they will be off to the SEC. The biggest obstacle that is stopping that is Fox. Fox is saying, hey, we don't want to lose the ratings and the coverage and the viewership from the OU Texas game, from other OU and Texas games. So everybody is, the news that's coming out with that is Fox is like, okay, that's cool. Let's make a deal. We'll let OU and Texas go to the SEC early, but OU Texas, we want you guys to make some non-conference road games against some of the Big 12 teams. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No. I don't see that happening. Why would you schedule some Big 12 teams in your non-con and then play that tough SEC schedule? That would be tough. I don't see that happening, but hey, you never know. And earlier, before I came on, I was watching Brent Venables talk about the recruits and some of his stories about recruiting, not just the kids, but the parents, the families. And I thought one story that made me smile, just made me feel really good about this, was Brent Venables came on and he said, I had a recruit and the mom came to me and said, look, coach, I'm not rich, I'm not poor, but I'm good. You will not buy my son. This isn't about NFL. This isn't about the NIL. This is about building relationships. This is about my son getting his degree and hopefully reaching his full potential and one day being in the NFL and achieving all the dreams that he has set for himself. And most of all, him becoming a grown man with a good head on his shoulders. So if you can do that, we are interested. So that set of parents and that recruit, if every set of parents was like that, and the kids with just, yes, you can get NIL and you can get instant money because, a lot of these, there's some recruits that are okay. Their families are okay financially, but then you have some that are, it's tough. So the NIL, I get it. It's really appealing. There's life-changing money there. And let's not be naive. Of course, Oklahoma's playing the NIL game. And I think they're having to do that more and more and more. But at the end of the day, you have the whole NIL situation. But at the end of the day, BV is out to get kids that are looking to grow as a person, reach their degree, to get that degree. And if they have dreams of going to the NFL, he's going to do everything in his power to help make that happen. So that's one thing that I wanted to talk about a little bit was, man, just this current coaching staff with Brent Venables, Jay Valai, Todd Bates, and everyone else on staff, versus the staff, the previous staff, guys, it is a night and day staff. The culture change, what they're about, what they want to do, how they recruit, just everything is night and day. So the OU future is definitely bright. So looking forward to seeing them play. Everybody's so freaking out about Bowen to Oregon. Nobody saw that coming. That's definitely about NIL for sure on that one. Um, so I made a poll earlier. If you guys haven't, seen it, where does OU finish in the team rankings? I really thought we would be at worst 5 or 6. And that's also what some of you guys think here. Um, it may be 7 or 8. I think 3 to 4 at this point is. I don't see how we can get that. Hopefully I'm wrong. And then what player are you guys most excited about? Is it Jackson Arnold? I think that for me, that's the one. And PJ Adebore, those two guys are going to be difference makers. They're going to have an instant impact on this team, the future. I can't wait to see them together out there on the field. Future is bright, guys. Future is bright. But y'all let me know what do y'all think? Who's your favorite player that's coming in? Everybody's talking about Peyton Bowen and these crystal balls are crap and nobody knows what they're talking about. It's just crazy. Recruiting is something that you never know. You never know what might happen. This is just another shocker. It never fails. Every recruiting cycle, every national signing day, we have shockers like this. Unbelievable. But hopefully the guys that OU is in on and still have a chance to get, that we don't see anything else happen like the Peyton Bowen situation. That, like I said later on, if you don't know, Cecilia Connor, the other big get that OU's after, is going to announce at 3 p.m. on the 247 YouTube channel, so you guys can check that out. He's going to be a great addition to the defense. And that's also something that Brent Venables and company have worked on, is that Hawaii connection between Jonah Lulu. You look at Cecilia Kana. You look at our quarterback, Dylan Gabriel. I went blank for a second. You look at the softball team, the home run queen. She's from Hawaii. So Hawaii's really built a really good Hawaii connection. And then I know there's some guys that OU has offered for the 24 cycle too. So OU is definitely making some connection with the prospects out of Hawaii. So let me look at the team rankings real quick, see what we got going on here. So OU has moved up to number 7 with the Peyton Bowen. Now that saga is finally over, Notre Dame has dropped to number 8. OU sits at number 7. So with Cecilia Kana, we'd still be sitting at number 7. So if we don't get any other additions, man, guys, in the poll, I put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I really didn't think it would be 7 or 8. That's just crazy. I did not think that would happen at all. Yeah, that's funny. Somebody thought, or somebody was commenting on Peyton Bowen, and man, I wonder how the girlfriend's feeling right now with her going to Oklahoma to play soccer next year, and whoo. But at the end of the day, he's Peyton Bowen. Let's not trash the guy. I mean, he's a high school kid, and I'm sure Oregon has offered him a good chunk, and it's going to be life changing. So I know it hurts if you're an OU fan, but I hope he has a bright future. So make sure you guys vote in the poll that I put up. Where do you think OU finishes? Before the Peyton Bowen decision, I would have told you I was really confident, 4 or 5, 5 being the worst. I would have almost guaranteed a top 5 finish when it comes to the team rankings. But even if we add Cecilia Kana, that only moves us up to 285. And so if you look at the current rankings, if nobody else above us got any more commits, we would still be at number 7. So, man, maybe we are going to sit at 7 or 8. I did not think that would happen. Man, I did not think that would happen. But let's hope that maybe Oklahoma and Brent Venables and company, they have some more tricks up their sleeve that nobody's talking about, or maybe they're in the process of flipping someone that nobody really knows about. But guys, at the end of the day, even if we don't get any more recruits, the first year BV came in and had a top 8 class, and that was amazing what he was able to do with in just like a month to keep who he was able to keep, and then be able to pick up some key prospects to finish that class at number 8 last cycle. And then this is his first real cycle, and to see the commits that he's picked up, 24 commits, but unlike the previous staff who focused mainly on the offensive side, Brent Venables and company, it's bounced across the board. I was looking at it earlier, and with everybody that we have committed, we have 14 defensive players and 10 offensive players. And then in the transfer portal, we added 3 transfer portal guys, and we added a defensive tackle, of course, Austin Stogner. If you're an OU fan, you know all about Austin Stogner. I'm glad that he's coming back home. And then we also added Deshaun McCullough, the brother of Dave McCullough, who is going to be just a beast for Oklahoma next year. He's going to be an impact player and to change that front line for Oklahoma on the defensive side. So can't wait to see that. But even if, guys, even if we don't pick up any other commits, and yeah, we get a few more transfer portal guys, this class, this is an amazing class for Brent Venables and company. He's trying to build for the future. He's trying to build for the SEC. And to me, this class is very historic because it's the foundation of what he's trying to build as we move forward and move into the SEC. And if you guys, man, and if we're looking at the 24 class, there are some studs in Oklahoma. I think even next year's class can be way better than the 23, and this 23 class is going to be hard to beat for sure. But man, moving into 24, there is some elite people, elite prospects that are on OU's radar, and a lot of them are to come to Oklahoma. So we will see how that goes. So do y'all think there's going to be any other? Sorry, I was just looking to see what's going on here a little bit. So do y'all think we're going to have any other surprises like the Peyton Bowen situation? Or is that going to be the big one? Now, something off topic that has nothing to do with Oklahoma. Cormani McLean, that 5-star defensive player who was committed to Miami, his mother came out earlier this morning and said he's not signing today. So that's opening the door for Alabama, Florida, kids out of Florida. So if I was a betting man, I would bet that he's going to be going to Alabama. Alabama seems to be able to get whoever they want out of the state of Florida. So Alabama could possibly end up having the best recruiting class, even better than one last year that A&M bought to get. So, man, with Alabama, the rich just keep getting richer, right? So But other than the Akana news coming out later, or that's going to happen later on this afternoon, unless there are any other big surprises, I don't know that OU will add anybody else. So if that is how we finish, it's a great recruiting class. Foundationally, it is what OU needed to rebuild this roster. The roster to get all of their guys in there that want to be at Oklahoma, that want to prove what they have, that want to put OU back to where they belong at the top of the country. So, like I said, I can't wait to see this team next year, and the recruiting class. They're just going to keep getting better and better and better. So the first 2 years, Brent Venables had a top 8 class, and right now we sit at number 7. And if we add in the transfers that are probably still going to come to Oklahoma, if you add in the transfers, do I think we finished with the top 5 class? Possibly. I think looking at everything now, I would probably say 5 or 6 at best. But hey, maybe Brent Venables and them have some tricks up their sleeve, and they're able to get a few surprises today. You just never know what can happen on National Signing Day. So, but guys, thank you for watching. I hope you all have enjoyed this. If you haven't yet, make sure you answer my poll, because I'm really interested to see what you guys think about this recruiting class. And also let me know what who's going to be the guy that you're most excited about for this class that's coming into Oklahoma. So for me, it's Jackson Arnold on the offensive side, and on the defensive side, it's going to be PJ Adebore. They are going to change this program moving forward, and they're going to help put us back where we belong on top. So with that being said, I want to thank y'all for watching. And if you haven't yet, make sure that y'all hit that like and subscribe button. I'm a small channel trying to grow. And if you don't know anything about me, I am a military vet. I enjoy talking about sports, talking about veterans and organizations that help our veterans, and just sharing some of my life experiences and my military experiences. So my family and my faith. So if any of this interests you, hit that subscribe button. I post daily, whether it be videos or shorts, and I post a lot of OU content. I'm Sooner born, Sooner bred. So when it comes to OU football, baseball, softball, a little bit of basketball, I like talking about all of it. So if any of this stuff interests you, please hit that like and subscribe button and share. And with that being said, Boomer, and I will see you guys later.